Welcome in. Get situated. Go ahead and put your shoes at the door. You feel me? Take your coat off. Get into the kitchen, relax. Okay. My name is Emily, but you can call me Chef Emmy. And welcome to the Good Crumb. Here we are baking, we're cooking, we're chit chatting. We're discussing the topic while also really just being fed with the biblical principles that God is teaching us. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. Before we do, I already have my little tea set up, and over here we drink tea. So today I'm actually drinking some black tea, some like Lipton tea. I got my little canned milk. That's how I grew up drinking my tea, you feel me, and my honey. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit of my little honey, and get your drink too. What are you drinking on? What are you sipping on? Let me know what you're sipping on as you're listening to this, because we gotta get comfortable over here. Okay. Yeah, gosh. Man, God is just so good, man. And I can tell you right now, this week has been crazy, but crazy in a good way. Okay, crazy in a good way. But I've definitely been listening to a lot of music. Okay, fun fact about me, I like to just randomly be dancing, and I be thinking in my own like, oh, like this is what's going on, and this is the music that's playing. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, a flash dance. So random. Anyway, so my song for the moment, or my song for this week, it definitely has to be Everlasting by Adia. I hope I'm saying her name right, but that has been my jam. Okay, so and I will, I'll put the song down below too, so you can go ahead and listen, and you can feel what I'm feeling. You feel me? Okay, my tea to the side. So today we are going to be baking. We're going to be baking some chocolate M&M cookies. I like the chocolateness, you know what I'm saying? I love chocolate. So, that's what we're going to be doing today. So I actually already have my ingredients prepped out. But before we bake, I do want to check in. Okay, I want to see how you're doing. I hope everything's been well on your side and everything, but I do need to check in with you. Let me ask you, do you believe that you'll be faithful in achieving what you actually want to do? Hmm? No, like think about it. Like, do you actually think that you can trust yourself to actually accomplish and achieve what you want to do? What God has set out for you, the vision that you have for yourself, where you want to be nutritionally, in your lifestyle, and where you want to go? Do you? I know. Okay. I need to chill. Like what? Like I just welcomed you in. Like what? need I need to chill. But I definitely wanted to ask you. I want you to ponder on that question, because that's definitely the topic we're going to be discussing. We are going to be getting into how we can be faithful, how talking about the decision that really changes everything, because I've realized something that we will, get on ourselves about not having the discipline, but what if we just didn't make the decision yet? What if we are having an actual decision problem before we make it a discipline issue? You know what I'm saying? We'll talk. So let's get into baking these cookies. I'm gonna get my gloves on, yeah, and then we'll touch a little bit into it before we get deeper. So for this, I actually have, with cookies is actually a creaming method, right? So creaming method is usually starting off with our butter and sugar. So that usually gets creamed together, and then you add in your eggs, and then you add in your dry and wet ingredients. So for cookies, and I love this creaming method. So for cookies, I already have my butter already in my little mixing bowl. And then I'm going to add in my sugar. So I have 1 cup of granulated sugar, and then I have another 1 cup of brown sugar. Um, Light brown, dark brown. I like to use light brown. sugar for when I make cookies. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in my mixing bowl. Yeah, I'm gonna get started there. Okay. And then I'm gonna have this mix on medium speed. My mixer goes up to 10, so I'm gonna put it on 5. For me, I always know when it's like kind of done when it goes from like chaos to then it just starts to chill on the sides of the bowl. So yeah. Now, this topic I mentioned, right? This little question that I asked. Okay, it was a big question. I get it. I can see that, but I asked this because I was actually talking with a friend, right? And yeah, he was just like we were just like chit chatting. I was just like, hey, how are you? How's life treating you and such? And then he was letting me know what he's been focusing on, right? And okay, and I was letting him know like what I focus on. Like I was like, okay, like I really actually want to get into this thing, blank, right? And then it's like I started from there, but then I started having all these different ideas. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just be like I would go from one thing and then to like another thing and then to another thing. And there was a point where they were just like, yeah, go ahead and just stop for me. Okay. Go ahead and pause. Because it's like you want to get into all these different things, but okay. And look at all the things that you actually ever started. And those be cool, but what have you actually finished? Okay, not you clocking my little T. Like I was like, oh, hold on, what's going on? Like, whoa. I'm telling you, the call just be shifting. It just be shifting, right? And so, but yeah, no, he was just like, for real, like Emily, like, what are you actually finishing? What's something that you actually started that you actually have finished? And I had to sit with that. I had to actually make a list of all the different things that I want to do, all the things that I've actually started, and then all the things that I finished. Yeah, I saw nothing in the finish, Kyla. And I said, oh, nice. Oh my gosh. And it really just got to me. So when we come back to that question that I asked, right? Can you like do you really believe that you will be faithful, right? That word faithful is what tripped me up. Because when I think of faithful, I think of, I think of a relationship and such, but me being faithful to what I'm gonna do made it interesting. So I had to look it up. And funny enough, in the Bible, it was in the Greek version that was during the Old Testament. It was in Greek, and it's the name for faithful in Greek is pistis, which means trustworthy, steadfast, loyal. And I had to really go back on that word trustworthy. And how I kept seeing it was, can I be trusted to actually see this through? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was such a real question that okay, I thought of it lightly, but I started to think about it much more deeper. Okay. Now, what I just did, I basically just mixed it up just to make sure everything was like nice and mixed and smooth. And I'm going to now add in my eggs. I have 2 eggs for this recipe. And when we put it into the mixer, it's going to be mixed on a very low speed. So when we did the butter and the sugar and on the high speed, we made sure that the butter was room temp, now as well as the egg, room temp. I'm not talking about hot, I'm not talking about warm, I'm not talking about boiling, room temp. You feel me? Just, nice and chill, but not chilled. You feel me? Okay, so change that glove. And then we're going to put this back on the mixer at a really low speed. I'm going to put this on at 2 for like a couple seconds. That's going to really bring everything together. Just until fully incorporated. We don't want it to be overbeaten at all, especially because that's not the last step, but we're also going to add in our dry and wet ingredients. My dry ingredients includes AP flour, which is my all-purpose flour, as well as my cocoa flour, my cocoa powder. And I got baking soda that I'm going to also add to this, and kosher salt. Kosher salt really just be doing the thing. It's above table salt. Like you feel it, you know what I'm saying? You want to come and feel it. You feel me? This is when I pause because I'm gonna put in my little liquid mixture. So it here is actually some milk, 2 tablespoons of milk, as well as 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. No, the flavor just keeps coming over here. We like that. We like flavor. We like that. Now I'm about to put in our M&Ms and chocolate chips. The thing about this, we're actually going to chill it in the refrigerator for 3 hours. No, we are not going to be here for 3 hours. um, no, but we are definitely going to put that in the refrigerator, let that chill. But I do have another batch that's coming out of the refrigerator. For today's topic, it's actually stemming off of Daniel chapter 1, verse 8. Now, to set the tone for you, this is during the part where Daniel and his friends, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, they all, pull up. This is like during the reign of Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible, right? This is Old Testament. And, so they pull up, and it's like, like they're ready to serve, in the kingdom, yada, yada, yada. Cool. Now, imagine you pulling up with your friends, ready to serve. And then you see, like, you are supposed to be a part of, the king's men, what that looks like. Get that picture in your head. And so I just like to think that Daniel had that picture in his head. Daniel turned, all he now sees is men gouging their faces in food. Okay, I mean, they are going ham, like as if they've never seen food before. Can you imagine? Like, can you imagine that one? And they're just, and it's just like not in in a judgy way, but it's just like we're kind of called to a higher standard, and you start to see that throughout the chapter, which I love, which I really, really love. Okay, because Daniel was not to play. So before Daniel can even get tempted with all that, get all tempted with the king's food, because from the history books, whatever that the king, whatever king at whatever time, whatever they was having, they was eating so good, like they had the time of their little lives eating that food down. Okay, that food was bussin'. Okay, and but there's so much that comes with that, and right now we live in a world where there's so much food around, which I love. I love the different cultures and everything, but sometimes we be kind of looking at food like as if we've never seen food before. We be kind of going ham, right? And then we forget about self-control, or we forget about the own goals that we've set for ourselves. So then it says in Daniel chapter 1, verse 8, it says that, but Daniel purposed in his heart. Other versions also say made up his mind, that he would not defile himself with a portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Period, Daniel. Okay. Like, I already know Daniel was not the one to be played with. Okay. And I love this verse, especially that beginning, right? He purposed in his heart, right? Other versions also say he made up his mind. What do you need to make up your mind? Like, what's going on? Like, what's in your mind right now? What are you thinking about? Right? In terms of just there is something that we all want to achieve, that we all want to do. There's sometimes we be having like an inner standard for ourselves, which is great. That is so great. Okay, you have a standard for yourself. You want to do things better. You want to get on this, whether that be, oh, you want to train better. You want to focus on your nutrition. You want to gain or lose weight. And here at the Good Crumb, it's a safe space. In this house, it is a safe space to, talk about what is that you actually want to do and what you want to pursue. And why I want to now address this topic is because, look, I be going through the same issue in terms of I want to do this, but there's a whole bunch of different things that I want to do. And then it's like you start everything and then you end up not even actually achieving anything because you end up stopping before actually seeing the result. And you stop for many reasons, or sometimes we don't even start. Sometimes we procrastinate. Sometimes we get in our own head. Sometimes we feel lazy. Sometimes we're not in an environment that actually encourages for growth. It's a plethora of issues and reasons that stop us from actually doing what we actually are set out to do. And I want to know how best to serve you. So we're going to be talking about this. Okay. We are going to be talking about this as I'm scooping up these little cookies because you see them. Okay. Right now they kind of look but I'm telling you, once they come out this oven, bruh, just trust the process, bro. Just trust the process. Also with your life, right? Trust the process, girl. Girl, like trust the process. But really, when I'm bringing up these issues and everything, is this is not out of condemn. Like, that's not my place. For real, that's really not my place. It's to be honest and to be frank with you that I be going through the same thing. Even as I'm in nutrition, even as I be cooking and baking, sometimes I just don't feel like doing anything. There's time and a place, there's rest and everything. And I'm not talking about not having rest. No, please don't burn yourself out now. But I am talking about in the sense of this is our year to actually do what we said we were going to do. This is our year to actually finish what we have started because that's my life right now. And sometimes I be getting in my own way. Sometimes people do get in my own way, okay? Sometimes, it's like the minute you want to pick up the Bible and read, all of a sudden now you're feeling sleepy. Like, and another thing that be happening or an issue is that we become so quick to condemn ourselves and and just get on ourselves. And that's also not good to hear nor to see, whether in your friends or in yourself or how you speak to yourself and everything. Like, let the word of God encourage you. Okay, and over here we believe in Jesus. So let Jesus encourage you. Let him, like what he had modeled and everything, let that uplift you and also model it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? We also got to be willing to go forward, willing, knowing that the journey that we're about to take on, the action we're about to do, the task we're about to set out, what we want to achieve, it will grow us. There'll be some change. There will be some change. Okay, if I planted a seed in the ground that's meant to do, that meant to become a tree, and now it comes up from the ground and looks like a plant. I don't intend for that thing, for what I planted in the ground to remain a plant. I have an expectation that it will grow up into a tree. So with that being said, I also kind of want to talk about how you would have a vision for yourself. And I hope this speaks to someone because I know this speaks to me. That I know I have a vision for myself, or I know, like, I see it. Like, when you just see it, like you see it working out, when you want to like let the vision play and dance in your mind, like you see it working out, you see yourself becoming what God has always called you to be and what that looks like. But then sometimes you would kind of think of where that person is there and where I am now looks so completely far away, almost unattainable. And I want to tell you that that should never become your reality. Dare to go forward, not just to dream, but to actually put your faith in action. Which leads me to talk about being faithful. So now this is at the point where you've actually, okay, let's say you started. Now, faithful, trustworthy, steadfast. Being faithful, I believe it requires perseverance and patience. Like, like like when you read a manual and you're you read all the things and everything that's gonna take, like the tools it's gonna take to build this thing. Let me tell you right now, it takes perseverance and it takes patience. Perseverance and it takes patience. Hey, being faithful in what you want to do, honey, honey, you got to be like, I don't know, you gotta have a accountability team. You gotta, be on your P's and Q's about it. And sometimes you can have a perfect plan, but don't let your perfect plan only exist on paper and not it actually bearing fruit in your life or becoming a reality for you. I'm gonna pop these in the oven and we're gonna continue getting into the real tea. All right. The first and second one. These should take about like 13 minutes to bake. I'm gonna set my little timer. And then, right, we're gonna wait for that to come back. But to be honest with you, like, no, we gotta be faithful in what we said we're going to do. Like, we actually have to be about it. Like, I've always been that kind of person where it's like, I've talked about it and I've talked about it and I've talked about it, and I'm like, stop. I'm done talking about it. I don't want to talk about this thing anymore. The next time I talk about it, I want to be praising God that I've actually done it. I don't want to be talking about it. At this point now, I'm even out of words. I'm even out of words. I want it to bear fruit in my life. I want this action done. I want this a reality. So whatever it takes. Can I be honest? Even this podcast, do you know how many times I had to keep going back and forth with myself? Like, no, for real. Like, the way I would be here cleaning, I'm like, oh, I forgot to do this. Oh, I forgot to get a car wash. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to do it. And I was just like, look, God, I don't know why I be doing this to myself. Like, I know I need to get it done. I know I've been saying I want to do this. And I know I need to get this done. But at this point, Papa God, help me to get it done. And it be like that. It be like that. So this is not just a talk to you, but this is a talk for us. Okay, this is a journey that we're both going to take to actually go forward in what God has called us to do. You know what I'm saying? Right? Let me drink my little tea. She's staring back at me. Ugh. When I tell you the cinnamon just, stop playing with her. Don't play with her. Ain't this so cute? Bro, we be over here bougie for what? You know what I'm saying? I love it. I be feeling like Belle and Disney, a little teacup, little chip. Oh my gosh, I need to stop. No, for real, because I be wanting like a house. No, because like my dream home, right? I definitely want like a room that's like straight books because I love to read. So like that's just straight books. And then I'm gonna title it like my kids gonna know. That's mommy's Belle experience. Yes, baby love. Yeah. Matter of fact, go downstairs and get yourself a cookie. That's my kid, baby. Yeah, they would know. Trust. They will know. They will see it. Okay. You feel me? A Pinterest board is always ready. Stop playing with me. A Pinterest board, oh my gosh, a Pinterest board hates to see me coming. No, I'm not getting out to her, bro. Like, bro, I be evangelizing the Bible, but at the same time, I be evangelizing the Pinterest. Like, I need help. I need help. Yo, I'm a Pinterest stan. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What? Make me a brand ambassador, please. Thank you, Pinterest. Thank you. No, but for real, like, we gotta be about it. We gotta be faithful about it. And for me right now, it's just like what helps me is that there is a why. Like there is an actual why, not just not just for me, but how can I serve someone else? Take my PN1 certification for example. Like, oh my gosh, I've been trying to do this and I will go and come back, go and come back, go and come back. From the time between the going and the coming back is some weeks, some weeks, some weeks. No, I'm tired of that. And then I had to restraight with myself. I was just like, look, this is not for me. It's not. I genuinely want to serve my community better. I want to serve you better by the knowledge, the opportunity to even have this knowledge and everything. I want to share it with any and everyone because I want to see you succeed. I want to succeed and I want to see you succeed. I want the both of us to succeed, okay? And that requires us to be about it, but also being faithful about what we want to do and what we want to accomplish and what we want to achieve. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you just be like, it's to a point where now I'm just like, I'm so restless. Like, nah, Emily, I cannot sleep until I get this thing done. Like, so, and an action that I want to propose to you to do is that whatever it is, give it 10 minutes. You're like, Emily, 10 minutes? Yes. I'm not gonna, I kid you not, I've learned it and everything. Just give it 10 minutes of your attention, of your focus, your time. 10 minutes. If you think it's too small, after the 10 minutes, you want to continue, by all means, continue. But you got started. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Every single day. And being being faithful is being a consistent commitment despite busy schedules, despite tiredness, despite sometimes in the excitement and the joy. Hun, I can get excited, start listening to music. 2 hours have gone by because I'm just dancing. Because what? because what? So despite all of that, you know what I'm saying? Um, and just doing it and showing up. I want you to show up. I do. And I want you to let me know. I want you to let me, seriously, I want you to let me know your progress because now I've signed up to be your accountability partner. So I want to know the progress. I really want to know. Let me know one thing. One thing you want to focus on, whether it be your nutrition or your lifestyle altogether. Let me know that one thing that you genuinely, you can actually see yourself, trust that you would actually be faithful and committed and then consistent in actually getting it done. One thing. I know you want to get everything done. You want your whole life to be transformed, but honey, and it's going to come. I'm telling you, it's going to come. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Okay? It's going to come. It's going to happen. I believe in you. God is with you. His word tells us that he will never leave you nor forsake you. And if you say you're going to be about it, let your yes be yes. let your no be no. If you say you want to do it, if you say you're going to do it, yeah, then do it. Then do it. My mom always, every time I would be in college and I would call her, she'd be like, Emily, get this thing done all the way to the finish line. I want to see you at the finish line. I want to see me at the finish line. I want to see each other at the finish line. You feel me? Like how I'm baking and I got my ingredients. It would be so sad if I just stopped at just setting up the ingredients and walking away and just being like, no, I can't do it. And can I be frank? I've done that before. I remember being so afraid that it would fail that I just wouldn't even want to see it. I just wouldn't even want to try. I would try a bit. I would see a mess up. Instead of looking for a way to fix it, instead of still going forward and seeing it through, I would stop. I would cry. I would give up. I would be upset. Oh my gosh, I would be so upset. And then I would walk away, leaving it there, being done, saying I hate it, saying I give up. But then see me now, and I've kept going, and it feels good to be on this side. Like to look at that Emmy back then, and to look at this Emmy now. Man, how much? Come on, how much more you, babe? To be like, babe, lovely. I'm talking to you. You in this house, yes. I'm talking to you. Okay. You know how much more you? Kind of came out like that first batch, and I like that. These are so good. These are really, really, really good. And we take them just like that. And we take them just like that. Okay. And we just keep getting better every single time. Trust me. We keep getting better every single time. So just not be afraid for you to bake, for you to do what you want to do. Not me talking with these muffins, with these mittens, but for you to go and actually do what you want to do. Yeah, it may not be perfect the first time. It may be better the second time. It's going to keep getting better the more you try and the more you actually faithfully, consistently, committedly see it through. I am your host, Chef Emmy, and thank you for coming into my home, The Good Crumb. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know in the comments what you hope to hear. Any nutrition advice, any way that we can go on this journey together. And I hope you stick around. I hope that you subscribe and that you share this with a friend. You made it a song, like, hey, you better go listen to that song and start partying with me, okay? I love you, always and forever. Bye.